Hey everybody, Hostrone here. It's Friday. That means first edition. So probably a month ago-ish from the viewpoint of you guys watching this video, there was a thread in the rules questions about can Visit Cochrane Memorial be seated on Mirror Earth? The answer to that is no. I mean, it's answered in the thread for the reason that it is, and same as it's answered in the thread. A card has to specifically state that it applies to the mirror quadrant. If it doesn't and it references anything else, all other references to locations will refer only to alpha quadrant version unless otherwise stated. So you can't seed Visit Cochrane Memorial on Mirror Earth. However, you can use Zephram Cochrane to play Visit Cochrane Memorial on the same planet, and you could use, you can of course use Taking Charge if Zephram Cochrane is there and you have the appropriate captain, admiral, general, etc., 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 to be able to download it to where he's at. I of course made a note of this, and as I say in the thread, I came up with an idea for how to exploit this to some degree. It's not something that you build around, because just getting Zephram Cochrane into play is very difficult, and believe me, I tried to come up with something unique, crazy, high level, galaxy brain, whatever. I came up with something. I don't consider it to be galaxy brain, but I do consider it to be at least somewhat clever. I hope you enjoy it. It definitely took me a little bit of thinking and like running through the deck and making a lot of changes to it like as I went along in order to figure out how to make this happen. So I do hope you enjoy it. So basically here's the deck list. So what we're going to try to do for funsies is we are going to try to do 2-mission win in the mirror quadrant. We are going to solve 2 35-point missions, incapacitate inhabitants, and test warship. That'll give us our 70 mission points that we need. And then we will do 70 bonus points coming from a combination of the Assert, Authority, Betray Captain, the ABCD mirror trial. And then, of course, we get some points off of Obsession, and we are also going to make sure that we slap a Fear will keep them in line on each of those missions that we plan on doing. So there's 70. Fear will keep them in line should, if things go correctly, we should be able to get 30 points there, so that gets us to 100, and then we need 40 other points. We can get 10 off of Obsession, possibly 20 off of Obsession, and then the ABCD will get us pretty much the rest of the way there. If we do the first 3, we'll get 25. If we do all 4, we will get 40, and then that would cover that could hopefully cover point loss, and also cover like if we come up like with 14 points apiece for Fear will keep them in line. And then that's basically the plan. We cannot be locked out by dead end, because we will solve between the bonus points and whichever other mission we do. We will definitively get over 50 points, so we are not worried about that. The only thing we would be potentially worried about is getting locked out by like needing a skill. We are running, basically we're running Terran Empire here, okay? So we have Federation DS9 era Terrans, we have TOS era Federation Terrans, we have some Starfleet Terrans. We even have some of the other ones that are allowed in. We do have Quark, because he is specifically named as being compatible by Emblem of the Empire. We even have Kira Nerys through the Looking Glass as well. They give us some Alpha Quadrant personnel that we can get into play so that we can draw cards with Study Divergent History. Zephram Cochrane himself is an Alpha Quadrant person. He can come into play as a card play, since we are seeding the mission that allows us to download To download crossover and invitation, we can play an Alpha Quadrant person as if they were mirror. That also works for Quark. That also works for Kieran Reese. We have the headquarters, and since they're all either non-aligned or considered compatible, we can report them to the Terran Rebellion headquarters. That's how we're getting some DS9 personnel for free. We have the Hulk Council that covers all of the TOS era people. And then that leaves us just with the Starfleet people that can't play for free, but we will download Commander Archer as our contender. And then that only leaves us like 3 other people, and we could theoretically end up playing them for free with Imperial Intimidation. Imperial Intimidation, we're going to be probing at the end of every turn, or at least most of the turns. If it's equipment or Terran Empire, we get to draw it. If it's interrupt or objective, we get to plan non-Federation personnel. So Quark, Kira, the Starfleet people, even Zephram Cochrane could be played. And then doorway or not aligned, we would discard a card from hand. We are running some Q's tent, and the reason why we are is that theoretically between the draws that we would have naturally, some draws that we're getting with temporal shifting, maybe, and then the draws from hopefully Steady Divergent History, the ABCDs, Imperial Intimidation maybe early, that we would find our way, or maybe even opening hand, we just have a Q's tent. And what we're going to Q's tent for, and this is the trick I came up with, we can easily do A, B, and C. When we get to D, then we have to Q's tent to get our Empress. We stick that on Archer, and then we, at the start of the next turn, so we have to play it, and then we've got to wait until the start of the next turn. Then we automatically will solve declare new sovereign, and then the trick is download a personnel. We have, and then when we download a personnel, if you don't have anywhere to put them, you can't download them. But, and of course, we don't have the ability to put them in through crossover and invitation. But what we're hoping is that we will be able to either Paler Toff a temporal micro wormhole, or we will just maybe straight up draw Zephram Cochrane at some point. And that's kind of how we get him into play. The other option is that you can always just stop them to draw 4 cards. And so there's always a strong chance that we would just straight up draw him anyway. I thought about putting another copy of Zephram Cochrane into the Q's tent, and then we could always just have a second Q's tent that we draw, go get him. But we kind of want to have our second Q's tent be available to grab a reflection therapy as needed. So, we do have 2 urgent warnings in the deck to grab another assimilated vessel, hence we're going to possibly be able to get 20 points off of Obsession. I think it's once per card total, isn't it? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't care. It doesn't say once per card title. So yeah, we can just destroy 2 assimilated vessels and we'll be fine. So, and that's basically the deck. We have a random copy of Renewed Spirit, so that if we do need to like do a 3rd mission for whatever reason, say, you know, opponent does find a way to lock us out of our first 2 missions, or you know, we get point drained badly somehow, we can just do enlistment drive and maybe even get a free like unstop as part of like our trying to do it. So, because enlistment drive is kind of like our primary 3rd mission if possible. So, we are running Commander Archer through the temporal micro wormhole, and that's why things get a little dicey. That if we catch either of our Paler Toffs, that's why we're going to grab temporal micro wormhole. Just it's kind of a snap grab for that reason. So, but okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck in action. So I've done the doorway and the mission phase. We have all 6 missions in the mirror quadrant. Most opponents are not going to be in the mirror quadrant with us, so we're not too worried about that. We can just play it out like this because 80% of your games are better, or probably this is the way it's going to be. We are grabbing, I don't know where it went. Oh, sorry, yeah. We should have grabbed Make It So. With this doorway, we did grab these 2 with the missions. Alright, so now we go into dilemmas. We do dilemmas. I've put out dilemma combos from a fictional opponent. I formulated random combos that are decent. I mixed them up. And then it has been a couple of days since I did that. So I do not remember at all what I put or what's even possible. So it will definitely be a fair test. So we'll start with a Terran Rebellion headquarters here. Then we'll do the Hulk Council here. That'll get us the Enterprise. The Enterprise gets us Kirk. Kirk gets us a communicator and the Tantalus field directly onto his ship. Then we will see the Imperial Intimidation also onto the ship. We will put out Protect the Timeline on the time location. We will put Study Divergent History on the headquarters, though we could theoretically put it on the ISS Enterprise if we wanted to. We'll see Hidden Agenda style, Taking Charge, Quark's Isolinear Rods, Defend Homeworld, and Assert Authority. And then we'll do an Obsession. And the Obsession will grab the Assimilated Vessel. And given the fact that we actually have a ship in play here, I think most opponents would probably want to put it on this end. With the caveat, because they don't necessarily want us to be able to shoot it on the first turn, because they would assume that we can just go through since we have the temporal conduit. We'll just assume that the opponent puts it over here. Alright. We have our Q10 available to us. These are the dilemmas that I chose. They go into combos. There's only 16 dilemmas because of our seed-intensive nature. It does not matter what you do, just as long as you have 16 dilemmas. If you want to copy this, I'm sure you can figure out what the combos were. Shuffle our battle bridge. Shuffle our deck. We'll draw 7, and we'll just assume that we won the coin toss, and we'll go first, and what do you know? There's Zephy's. Immediately. Alright, so let's do that. Let's do this then. We're going to play Chief Surgeon McCoy for free with Protect the Timeline. We're going to card play Temporal Shifting, and we're just going to discard Crewman Soval. We'll play a classic Medical Tricorp. Well, we could have had him special downloaded before we did that, so we'll assume that, and then we'll just draw a 4th card. And then we will Ensign Gaffney for free with the Hulk Council. And then we will free play Kira Nerys here. She's the one person that we get per turn reporting. She is Terran Empire, and this allows one Terran Empire, not AU, to report for free. It doesn't have to be Fed, just has to be Terran Empire and not AU. So she does report for free to the Terran Rebellion headquarters. She is compatible because of, she's having the Terran Empire icon. And, yeah. So we're going to just go ahead and have this Q's tent go to the bottom of the deck. Well, let's do some other stuff first. So let's go Quark's Isolinear Now let's start with flipping, taking charge. Then we will defend a homeworld. And we're going to go grab Evil Archer. Wherever he is. And we'll also grab a space-time portal while we're at it. And then we'll grab Quark with Quark's rods as well. Where's the boy at? There he is. So he comes in through the temporal micro wormhole, which we discard. We don't even need to go get it with the Paler Toph because we got Zeph from Cochrane and we can just play him. No, wait. Sorry, that's what we have to do. Sorry. So we'll Paler Toph, grab the temporal micro wormhole, and replay it. Quark's in hand, and he's a happy little camper. We're going to ready room door. Right now, we'll grab, because I think we're not going to get to the assimilated vessel this turn. It's going to go here on our turn, then the opponent's turn, it'll come right to us, and then we'll be able to shoot it. So we can just get Defiant Dedication Plaque first, and then we can put this on top of the deck. Okay. We're going to put this Q's tent on the bottom of the deck to move the ship forward in time with everybody and everything. And then, just because we should, we'll just go ahead and select Exobiology with Classic Medical Tricorder, and then we'll have Classic Communicator. We'll share Biology from Chief Surgeon McCoy over to Ensign Gaffney for no other reason than just we can. And then we're going to move to Enlistment Drive. That's going to set us up. Taking charge. She's a first officer. She's not a colonel, admiral, captain, whatever, so we can't do anything here. If we wanted to, we could download something here, but we don't want to. Well, I suppose we could. We have the range. We can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 back. So we're going to fly here, actually, to incapacitate inhabitants. We'll get it out of the deck. So we're going to use Taking Charge to get a fear. We'll keep them in line. Onto this mission, and then we can fly back to Enlistment Drive. Oh, we would have done that first before messing around. Oh, well. Yeah, we would have flown there. That's how we would have done it. We would have flown there for 5, downloaded that, then done the ready room door. And then that goes back on top of the deck. And then what we can do is we, at the end of turn, then we can move to here. Then we can, end of turn, do assert authority. We have the commander aboard at a universal mission, copy of whatever, aboard a staff ship. So the contender is going to score us 5 points. We are going to draw, and then we can probe, because these are all end of turn things. Before drawing, there's before drawing end of turn stuff, and then there's drawing. So we're doing before drawing end of turn stuff. So then we're going to probe for Imperial Intimidation. Person. It's a Terran Empire card, so we will just straight up draw it. And then we will draw for end of turn if we want to. Yeah, we have to because we didn't Q-Send. Like, if you're going to do Q-Send, it has to be before probing. So then we will just draw for end of turn. Opponent has their turn, so then, okay, so end of our turn, this goes to here, tries to shoot, doesn't do anything. End of opponent's turn, it will go to here, and we have our second turn. Second turn, We'll play Smiley for free. We'll play the ISS Constitution here for free. We're going to download a dude. A universal dude. We'll get Ensign Chagwiza. We're going to card play Zephram Cochrane. I mean, he's our non-mirror alpha quadrant personnel, so we don't. I don't know, why did I have to do it that way? Because he can just straight up report. He's alpha quadrant. He's compatible with Terran Rebellion headquarters. Oh, it was in case we had to download him, but since we don't have to download him, but I mean, I suppose instead of that, we could just get this. Right? So yeah, we'll just report Zephram Cochrane as our alpha quadrant play. We can ready room door right now to get captain's log, and then we will protect the captain's log. Yeah. Let's put. We're going to need it at some point, and I don't really want to. I mean, I do need to move this Constitution forward at some point, but I think we're going to wait. I think we can just wait a turn. So let's go ahead and end of turn. We get to, again, choose the order in which we do things. Oh, wait, this ship can just go forward because to protect the timeline. Why did I even do that before? I totally protect the timeline allows you to move since it's native. I didn't even need to put that other copy of Q's Tent beneath the deck. We'll just let it go. I don't care. Okay, so ISS Constitution is going to simply go forward in time, and it's going to fly to here. There's no reason for us to really do anything other than that. So what we'll do is we will, end of turn, we're going to do it in this order. We're going to probe for, first off, we need to stop 2 people to draw a card. Regular and mirror. Unfortunately, Smiley can't download us Visit Cochrane Memorial. Oh, that's why we were going to do it that way. That's what it was. I remembered what my thinking was. So we do play him aboard the ISS Enterprise through the temporal micro wormhole, and then we can, taking charge to get Visit Cochrane Memorial onto enlistment drive, beam him down as a Federation engineer for now, and then we go to end of turn, and we have a bunch of stuff to do. So first off, let's probe for Imperial Intimidation. It's a Fed, so we have to do probing. So it's Terran Empire and it's Fed, so we get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2, and then we will we will betray the captain, which should have been downloaded, I'm sorry. Betray the captain was downloaded. So now has to be a unique mission with its magic commander. That's what it was. I was going to move to here and we were going to do it here. That's right. I keep forgetting. I'm trying to do so many things at once, remembering all the things I thought of while also talking to you. And then we were going to have the ISS Constitution get shot. Oh wait, doesn't matter. Let's see here. Betray Captain. Your unique mission. Your unique mission with its matching commander and the contender aboard. Kill that commander. That's right. So we are going to... Oh, I remember what it was that we were going to do. Hold on a second. So this is how we're going to do it. We will fly to here. We'll do that nonsense. And it's end of turn, right? this here? I don't think that the Constitution has the weapons to. That's right. It has to be the ISS Enterprise that shoots the assimilated vessel to start. So what we were going to do is. Just trying to remember how I'm supposed to do this. Oh, that's what it was. We fly 2 to here, do that, fly back. We will shoot the assimilated vessel with both ships, I suppose. And we'll just hit it with a warp field coil, whatever, so it's going to go -3. It's -5, it has 0 range now. And then we're going to unstop the ship with Make It So. And then we can move it back to here. And then end of turn, we betray the captain. So we will score 10 points. Sorry, we'll score 8 points. Download, consolidate power, and draw 2 cards. And then the other end of turn action that occurs is the assimilated vessel will now shoot the ISS Constitution, and we will simply choose not to fire back, but it will have 8 weapons against 6 shields, so we're going to draw. We will draw our tactics and see if we find a +2 shields. We do, of course, very easily. Like I said, we're choosing not to fire back. We still get to draw tactic cards. We just don't fire weapons. And not only that, but we don't have enough anyway, because it's still, even if we do shoot back, it doesn't matter. So I guess we can say we shoot back, and then Crimson Force Field means that we take no damage. It still can't move. Opponent has their turn, and then it's the exact same thing that happens again. So we draw for the end of turn, and then the opponent's turn, it will try to move, and it'll shoot the ISS Constitution again. We once again get a +2. We easily get a +2, a +1, +2, so that we don't get hit, and we don't hit. We pillow fight we pillow fight the assimilated vessel. And then it's now our third turn. Okay, so Quark is our card play through crossover invitation. We can free play Professor Cisco. Over here at Hulk and Council, we're going to free play Comm Officer Uhura and Chief Security Officer, or Security Chief Sulu. Then we will. Okay, so Zephram Cochrane is now. Oh, sorry, and Kirk's dead. Kirk died of the Betray Captain. Not a human engineer, not a whatever, not a whatever. We need a human engineer. So, the Enterprise will go 4, 6, 9. It can't go 9. Can it? It is unable to go 9. I don't know that this matters. Oh, I suppose instead of playing Quark, we could have just not taken the draws, but I don't know. Okay. I suppose we'll just not visit Cochrane. We're not gonna draw at the end of this turn anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we just beam Cochrane back up for no other reason than we can. We'll fly to here. We will stop these two to draw, and then We're also going to download a classic Type 2 phaser with Sulu. We do not have Mirror Dagger in this deck. Just so you know. And then we will have these two ships will fire on the assimilated vessel. We don't even need to draw tactic cards, but we will, just to make things simple. So these are all the tactic cards we draw. We choose one. We'll just have it be a frontal assault, or no, we'll have it be the Federation phasers because that's simple. Then when we go to flip, we don't have anything, so we want to put everything back. It goes there, we flip one, so 30, 55, 85, and enough. The assimilated vessel blows up for 10 points. The consolidate power is completed. Contender is now an admiral. The ship the contender aboard is all attributes +2. I draw 3 cards, download, declare new sovereign. So we'll score 12 points. Download, declare new sovereign. And draw 3 cards. And then we will just go ahead and Q's tent to grab Empress. Quark is also just going to download engineering pad as well out of the Q's tent. And we still do not have a captain at this location, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So that was turn 3. We have a whole mission's worth of points. Not that it's super helpful or anything, because we do have, you know, but we've drawn a bunch of cards, we've scored a bunch of points, we've completed 3 of the objectives, we've done the thing that we wanted to do, which is get Visit Cochrane Memorial into place, and so then when while we're attempting incapacitate inhabitants, we would be able then to also draw cards and stuff like that. So seems pretty cool, right? Yeah. 3, 6, 8. So let's go to turn 4. We get Dax for free. We get Chief Engineer Scott for free as unique. We get Farrell for free as native. And then we will just card play the Empress directly onto our contender. We'll put the contender on the ISS Constitution so that we can fly to here. That extra Q's tent that we got rid of before, yeah, whatever. We'll just say that we put it under now just to relocate these personnel to the to the mirror quadrant. Then we can fly back. We leave the contender on board the ISS Constitution for now. Both ships can then fly to here. So now the Constitution's blown out its 8 range. 3, 6, 8. Then we can have the contender jump aboard the ISS Enterprise. It can fly 4, pick up everybody. These people are not stopped because it's now a new turn. We could leave them behind if we wanted to, but I don't see a reason to. We don't need that card draw right now. Because we do have, you know, we've got our 2 card plays next turn, and we're not even sure what it is that we need. We've covered, we have covered like double medical, double exo, double biology. If this is a medical drain combo, we need to protect our contender. So he's going to be aboard the ISS Enterprise as its matching commander, so that if we do randomly solve this turn, that's 11, and then the ISS Constitution is going to have matching, is going to be staffed with a transporter skill. That'll make sure that we beat Jolly Chew. And to the best of my ability, we've covered Med Drain combo. We're sending 12, so maybe we want to leave 2 others behind. Yeah, we can just maybe leave 2 others behind so that if we hit a den event, it's going to be like, it'll kill 5 minus 1, so we'll only lose 4 people. Quark's not really bringing anything to the table right now, so let's protect Quark. Who else is not really bringing? I mean, we also maybe want to protect these 2 like Alpha Quadrant people, just so that like we have someone to stop at Study Divergent History, maybe. And Scotty, we could also just protect Scotty and leave Chegwiza behind, because, or send Chegwiza in, because then he's actually boosting. He's still staffing it, and he's still got transporter skill, and then he's still providing us with like an attribute boost. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know that his second engineer, stellar cartography, and physics mean all that much at a planet. If anything, it might be helpful for them to be. It might be helpful for them to just be protected when we do our space mission, because stellar cartography and physics are good then. Yeah. We have plenty of anthropology. We have plenty of archaeology. You know, we've got a couple security in here. Like 3 security in here. This group looks pretty good. So I think we're going to send these 10 down, and let's just see what happens. I mean, we'll just put Quark on one ship, and we'll put Nerys on the other. And then we'll attempt. Oh, okay. Misinterpreted history. Most cunning or most treachery, right? I think 8 is our biggest cunning, and we don't have any other boosts. Oh, wait. Okay, taking charge. Your personnel with objective under attributes +1, but it's everybody's attributes +1. Okay. Any boosts here? Well, that's strength. Sciences are gaining engineer. Okay. We're gaining exobiology across. Alright, so most treachery is going to include Chief Surgeon McCoy, Professor Sisko, Comm Officer Uhura, Security Chief Dude, and then highest cunning. 8, 8, 8, 7, 6, 8. Alright. So these are all the people that I think qualify. Now, exobiology and 2 leadership. Alright, no exobiology here. Exobiology is there. No other exobiology, I think, right? But then law and archaeology, shit. Archaeology is here. Law's not on him. Okay, so there's no archaeology in law. I didn't leave it behind. No, certainly not. Or a president, of which I have 0. So it's just going to kill somebody for free. We'll just kill McCoy for free, and then we'll bounce off of it. that leads me to think that there's probably the rules of obedience and then Emenian or something like that's behind all that. So we do have law here as well, and law here. So getting law and archaeology next turn is like no problems whatsoever. Okay. So then we'll just end the turn drawing one. Oh, sorry, we got to do some probing. So we do now have a different human engineer. She's gaining engineer off of this. So let's just have Professor Cisco probe for Visit Cochrane Memorial. We still have a staffed staffed or whatever. So okay, so end of turn. Let's probe. Terran Empire and Federation, so it is draw 2. And then we also don't really do anything else. So then we'll just draw R for end of turn. Okay. And that gains us engineer, science, geology, or physics. Okay. Whatever. Alright, so that's turn 4. We'll go to turn 5. We will free play Banya's Law. We'll free play Marlena Moreau over here. We will card play Captain Forrest to this location. We will free play the classic tricorder. We also, at the start of turn completed, declare new sovereign with the Empress. And that scores us the 15 points, and now we're at 50 points. And we can either stop the contender to draw 4 cards, we can just straight up download a person. I like the idea of just straight up downloading a person because they can report to the Terran. I mean, as long as it's not Kira Quark or Zephram Cochrane, they can just play to the Terran Rebellion headquarters because they will be compatible. They're either going to be, because as long as they're Terran Empire, they're compatible. They just don't play for free, right? So let's just do that. Let's just see who's in the deck that could potentially, like, yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Because we could, because First Officer Spock, ooh, that's a good one to download. But we could also grab, now Captain Bashir, he doesn't actually have medical stuff, does he? He's not the medical dude. If we grab somebody with exobiology, then we could give well, here's the thing. We did name exobiology off of this, didn't we? Medical and science people. Did I screw that up? Was there any medical or science people that... No, there wasn't. Wait, okay, hold on. We have an interaction here. Is it each of your medical and science classification personnel? Okay, so we didn't mess that up. I thought for a second maybe there was a possibility I messed it up. So what we could do is we could find a... This is still on exobiology. We could just find a medical or science classification who can't be targeted. And then that would give us exo and 2 leadership, because 2 leadership, they can't stop it. Smiley is not going to be targetable. And then neither was Captain Dax. Well, she was targetable, but then if they do that, then yeah, exo and 2 leadership. Well, we could also, I mean, we'll just send down Kieran Reese. And then they would not be able to stop us. So, if we choose First Officer Spock, we can have him gain exobiology, because he'll gain the exobiology. We could share the exobiology. Yeah, we can straight up share the exobiology. Because he gains it and then it becomes, is it printed? Is it printed? No, it's not. It's any skill that they happen to have. Right? First Officer Spock, though, doesn't have leadership, though. But here's the thing. If they don't kill him... Well, here's the thing. We're going to have archaeology and law because Captain Forrest is not targetable. He doesn't... Well, he is targetable. He has treachery, but then there's no way for them to beat it because then we would have archaeology and law on Banyan and whatever. So let's just go get First Officer Spock. We will send the Constitution over to just... Yeah, we'll have the Constitution go over, collect him, and fly back. Or collect all of them and fly back. I'm no longer worried about Jolly Chu, because if this is the dilemma, I don't expect Jolly Chu. I mean, I do expect... I don't think it's going to be a problem. We just can't put Archer at risk, because he's now kind of our guy that's... He's our switchblade, solve every problem. So we're not going to put Archer at risk. We're just going to send all these people in. And we're going to... And this is... And I remember... And I know this because I built the deck. And I just remember thinking that was like a bit of a problem. I mean, he's not adding... That the deck is awfully light on diplomacy. And since we're not worried about... Yeah, we're going to just share... We're going to share his 2 diplomacy over to Pharrell with the classic communicator. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I think of all of the, like... When I think of how I built the deck, I think that's how... Yeah, I think that's how, like... Because I'm not worried about medical, I'm not worried about Jolly Chu. What's left? Like, we have plenty of females, we have, like, so yeah, I think that's just the way to go. There's no other skill that I'm worried about. Like, we have archaeology and law across 2 different people, right? So... Like, the only dilemmas that I can think of that the deck doesn't have, that we don't have covered, that would be faceable in a dual combo, or a planet dual combo, is we need 3 VIP, or 3 diplomacy. We don't have any VIP, so we need the diplomacy. We need to have 3 anthropology, or 3 security, or 3 security classification, and I've got 1, 2... 3, 4, yeah, 4 anthropology. So, and then, yeah. So let's copy the diplomacy and go in. Once again, they know we have it. They're just going to kill Spock because Spock is the best dude, period. And he's going to special download an equipment if we even can. I don't even know if we have any. I think they're all out. Yeah, I don't have any other equipment in the deck. It's out. Okay. So they're going to kill Spock. You saw that we have it. We've talked about it. Okay. Alright. Highest integrity or fewest red dots. So it is this kind of a combo. Got it. Highest integrity. 7. 7. 7. 4. So highest integrity is Dax, Kira, Banya, fewest red dots. Chiguiza's at 2. Ensign Gaffney's at 2. So, so in this situation, I don't know what the next dilemma is. I can't remember like what it was that was made. I'm trying to play this both ways where I know but I don't know, because like the opponent would know and they would know what they would want to be targeting possibly long term. They know they can't stop us because they know that we've got security and and then either one of 2 different securities. No, wait. Oh yeah, here's the other one, sorry. They know we've got 2 security, 2 treachery that's going to get past this dilemma. So they would know that they can't stop us. So they would be trying to set up whatever this is. Neither of these guys is like a worthy kill, really. Banya's a problem. If the last dilemma is it's security and 2 archaeology, we have 1 archaeology that's not on an officer, 1 archaeology that is, but then both Dax and Banya have archaeology, and I'll have security elsewhere. So they can't stop us with that. They would want to target an engineer. But the fact that we have all my science classification people also get engineer means I'm going to have 1 engineer, 2 engineer, who are not even 3 engineer before we even talk about who's getting killed. So I think an opponent would probably want to wax out of this group. I think they'd probably want to kill Kira Nerys, because it's the only one that possibly offers them anything interesting. So we'll kill Kira Nerys here, and then we'll beat the dilemma, and then it is faux pas. Alright. So they were targeting diplomacy, right? Loss of diplomacy, loss of diplomacy. We shared a diplomacy onto Pharaoh, and he will keep that until it's reselected. No, sorry, until end of turn. So we are down to just 1 diplomacy personnel. Alright, knowing that, we'll burn this other Q's tent before the end of turn, and we will grab a reflection therapy. And he's obviously, we could just literally put it on Archer, but then we wouldn't be able to share it. And we definitely have more treachery than honor down here. I don't know that we even have any honor. We have 1, yeah, we have 0 honor because Kira lost it. Kira was the only honor. So we can obviously just straight up play it. So we're not going to even bother probing or anything, because we're just going to end up, well, we could do that at the start of next turn, couldn't we? Yeah, okay, let's just say that. We're going to do that next turn. We want to probe on the planet. We've used that engineer, so we'll just have Smiley be the next engineer to probe with. So we will probe. It is Terran Empire and Starfleet, so we once again draw 2. And then we draw for the end of turn. And then we'll go to turn 6. And now we will go ahead and grab the reflection therapy. We will card play reflection therapy onto one of the TOS personnel to change to diplomacy. let's just change Farrell's greed to diplomacy. And then we can free play him, and we can free play this over here. We'll have the Constitution. We'll once again just go grab Mr. Tuvok. And then, like I said, we just go ahead and share, and we will beat this. We will solve the mission because we have all of the things. Because we selected exobiology. So anyone who's science. No way. Security, exo, geo, treachery. I thought I played the exo. Oh, well, we can still download somebody. Yeah, we will have figured that out. We will, it's each of your science, right? Science and engineers, right? Or no, it's medical and science classification. Oh, can I not even get that into play right now because I'm so stupid? I know that this deck struggles with exobiology. I know this. There was the other exobiology. I discarded him early. There is another... Where's my other exobiology? I thought I had another exobiology in the deck. I thought the deck was supposed to have 3. No, no, no. 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 Where's the third exobiology? Three exobiology. Where's the third one? Right? I see 1 exobiology, 2 exobiology. What am I looking over? What am I looking past? Who has it? Who am I looking past that? Oh, God. Mr. Tuvok. Derp. Alright, Mr. Tuvok has the exobiology. And then he also has... he has... Yeah, exobiology, geology, treachery. Obviously treachery, obviously geology, and obviously security. So we have these guys solve the mission for 35. 20, 35. We're now at the 85 points. And then we have the matching commander on board. So it's literally 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 5, and then Scotty was on board it as well. It doesn't matter, we get 15. Granted, as far as winning is concerned, we only have 70, but for the purposes of total accounting, we have 100. Alrighty. The Enterprise has not moved. We're just going to leave the planet. We now got to travel 369. We're just going to have everybody get on board the ISS Enterprise, fly to here. This ship can come forward with Marlena Moreau. And... the 2 ships can move to here. We're just going to have the ISS Enterprise with Commander Archer. who is our contender and whatnots. He will just be there for right now. And then I don't see a reason to do anything else besides, like, just blast this mission. Now, we need cunning greater than 35, security 2, leadership, engineer. Alright, security, leadership. And then we need a leadership and an engineer. Who's a leadership with engineer? Smiley. And then we need cunning greater than 35. 7, 14. Uh, 7, 14, 22. Has astrophysics, 22. 30, and then any 6-baller who sucks. Probably Ensign Chegwiza. I mean, we're gonna leave Banya's empathy on board the ship, I think. Security Chief Sulu is a 6. Comm Officer Uhura's, like, her skills are not that great, dude. I'm not a fan. I feel like maybe she should have been taken out of this deck. So we're going to have her be the last one. And then we do still have 2 females that we could push through if it's something female related. We have, like, 0 medical. Let's not even worry about that. Like, the deck is light on medical. This is a thing we know. I feel like Comm Officer Hero should have been taken out of the deck, and we should have put in another, like, medical dude. Like, another, like, medical-related personnel. We can have her gain medical in case we need it, and then we can also, I guess theoretically, she's gaining medical, and then we could share medical. Because we have double engineer, astrophysics very easily, and then if we need to beat the cloud, let's do it that way. So, yeah. Marlena Moreau, we're selecting medical, and then we're going to share that medical with the classic communicator. It'll be shared over to Ensign Gaffney. And then for this one, engineer and science classification personnel are going to gain another engineer. I'm not worried about science too much. Well, no, I actually do have, like, but if she goes away, it doesn't matter anyway. So I've got 2 science, yeah. Cool, let's just do that, because then he's got 2 engineer, and then he's actually got 3 engineer. No, we'll go with science then. We got so much engineer, we'll just stick with science. And then we'll attempt with this group on board the ISS Constitution. Well, science, security, officer, civilian, engineer, that's 5, so we get 2 of them, 2 people will die, because we don't have VIP and we don't have medical. Okay. Just move these over. We'll go the 2 people on the right. They die. We still have engineer. Half the people. So let's shuffle this up again, and 4 on the left, 4 on the right. We'll say the 4 on the right get stopped. And then, oh my gosh, Depot Anthro computer skill. Definitely don't have diplomacy, don't have anthropology, but I do have anthropology, I do have computer skill. Did not have double empathy. Depot and yeah, the diplomacy. Where did Kira go? Where's Kira at? Oh, she died. Derp, and then of course Quark was left behind. So I guess it really didn't matter. Unless somehow Quark got through, we were boned. But it truly doesn't matter. The ISS Enterprise will blow up. We need to solve this mission for 40 points, which is not a problem because... Oh, sorry. We also meant to put... Sorry, I apologize, everybody. Here's the thing. I don't have to solve this mission until I do it. So it doesn't matter that I do it now or do it later, because we do have a captain here, obviously, or admiral. So before we solve it, we'll go download. The fear will keep them in line. And then... then we will attempt the mission with the ISS Enterprise, and then we will solve it for 35 plus 11. So we will solve it for 20, 35, and then scoring 11 from the ISS Enterprise being there. But not the Constitution, because they got blowed. Got blowed up. I mean, that is absolutely a sellout combo, but it's definitely effective. Holy crap. You know, I saw the persistent individuality, and you would guess it'd be like not necessarily that, but you know, we had a lot of things covered with that group. So, but yeah, that's how the deck will work. Turn 6, right? Because we solved the 2 missions in a single turn. Yeah. I think against most opponents running like most combos or something like that, it might take 7 turns. Might take 7 turns, but I mean, that's kind of the beauty though of like the Contender, is that no matter what it is that we face, we can just download stuff. So I guess my recommendation would be to get rid of Ensign Davis if I was to do this deck again. I don't think we need Ensign Davis. I don't think we need Stoikov. And I don't... Now that I see it some more, like... I mean, Chief Navigator, Chekhov, he's boosting it, so he's worth points. It's unfortunate we never got Haddock into play, I suppose, with his biology and stuff. There's a lot of effing security here, and not a lot of, like, medical and whatnot. So I think the changes I would make to the deck would be to pull out Comm Officer Uhura, pull out Ensign Davis, pull out Stoikov, and just find medical that we can put in. Because it's really weird to me, and I know this, I've always known this, but it's just weird for a Bashir not to have medical. We could change Stoikov out. We can change Stoikov out. Let's just still go into the deck editor here. Let's just do it now. So the deck list I'll then repost here that you'll actually see with the video will be the final product after we do this. So we're going to pull Stoikov out, and we're going to put in regular Bashir, like Alpha Quadrant Bashir. I think he works with everybody. No, he won't work with Quark. No, yes he will. He's Terran Empire. He is Terran Empire, so he will work with Quark. And everybody else. And he's got medical and he's got biology. Oh, and his high cunning. Oh my gosh. Get him with Smiley. He actually goes higher than First Officer Spock, so then Julian, but he would be like a target. So like against the misunderstood history or whatever, he's the target then instead, because he'll have 11 cunning versus FO Spock's 10. So yeah, we're gonna add Julian Bashir, and then let's actually just go to the deck edit. Let's go to the card search engine. Faction, Terran Empire. Let's find some more medicals. Medicals and sciences that we can get sciences and medicals onto. But TOS, because the TOS equipment's kind of where it's at. So So let's do this then. Let's also add in era. Research. Alright. Obviously no. Crewman Berdal. Oh, nice. He's a science. Bradall. Yeah. Crewman Pert also has exobiology, which is very important. So yeah, we're going to put Crewman Pert in. We're going to take that treachery mission specialist numbnuts out. Get out of here, Ensign Davis. We're going to put Crewman Pert in. Oops. Crewman Pert. Look at that doofus. What a doofus looking Jack. Oh man. I bet he's got dandruff, hence he's definitely Pert plus. He looks like a dandruff guy. Alright. Crewman Wilson is science. That's helpful. Yeah, Crewman Wilson, he'd be science. That would be helpful. Marlena Moreau's unique. I mean, if we're going to have a stupid-ass mission specialist, I mean, Yeoman Vaughn's definitely superior. But... yeah, Crewman Wilson. I mean, I don't know. Like, we were thinking about taking, I mean, it's, comm officer or her or whatever, right? Yeah. But we need females. I mean, she's in there for female. And that's a dude. Crewman Wilson is a dude. The yeoman, I think, actually is a chick, right? That's that one blonde chick, yeah. So if we're gonna do, like I said, we needed more like medical because like the medical can gain more medical. So yeah, let's put Yeoman Vaughn. If we're gonna do a stupid like mission specialist in this deck, I don't need the treachery. We got a billion treachery. We'll put her in for the medical. So comm officer Hura goes out. And then we somehow randomly keep the youth. We don't really need the engineer on her, human engineer. We got tons of that. So let's go with Yeoman. Yeoman. Yeoman Vaughn. And then I think that'll absolutely help the deck. Like, we need to be able to beat medical combos more easily. Yeah, 'cause she grabs classic tricorder, right? Yeah, engineer and science. Your engineers and science classification can gain engineer, science, geo, or physics. Man, I tell you what. Again, we're not even putting the mirror dagger in the deck, so that's not even medical and science. I mean, I wonder if we could drop a security. I wonder if we could drop a security dude and then get Crewman Wilson in. I mean, I don't know what security person we would drop. Ensign Gaffney, I mean, his geoastrophysics is decent. Farrell is unique and provides us with an archaeology that's off officer, that's not on an officer. I like Ensign Chadwiza because he's a human engineer with an additional transporter skill. But let's be honest, I think we've got plenty of transporter skill in the deck. Transporter skill, we have 7 of it. We could even, I mean, if we drop his, we still have 6 of it. So I think we're going to just drop Ensign Chagwiza, and we'll put in Crewman Wilson. Gives us another science guy who can just gain the engineer anyway. Whereas the engineer dude cannot gain the science, doesn't gain the science back, I don't think, right? Because the tricorder is engineers and science can gain, well, I mean, I guess he could gain science, but I kind of want the science naturally because because the medical tricorder has science people gain additional medicals and stuff, and that's kind of what we're low on. So, all right, so those are the changes that we're making to the deck. We're going to save it. We're going to export it. I'll repost it to, I'm going to go ahead and repost it. And then once it's reposted, the video description will have the link to this finalized version that made changes to the personnel in the deck. But other than that, I think the deck works great. We did get to showcase, we really did get to showcase having the Cochrane Memorial in combination with the Imperial Intimidation, and how basically like the majority of the deck is like the one probe card can draw us 2 cards. So, you know, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment below in the video description. I'd like to see more comments. It's kind of disheartening, guys, that, you know, I see like 15 views, 16 views on a video and there's 0 comments. I mean, please share your thoughts. I promise you, if anybody like rags on a thought, I will eliminate that line, all right? Like, I want you guys to understand that the comment section of my videos, it's a safe space. Any negative comments will get deleted by me, or what have you if necessary. I want you guys to understand that, like, you can say anything to me about what you guys think about these videos. I want these videos to be, you know, enjoyable to all of you. If there's a type of video that you want to see, please reach out to me and ask for it. If you want me to do a video on something in particular, please ask. If there's things you like, don't like about the videos, please comment. Like, that's what the comment section, I mean, that was kind of the original intent of comment sections on the internet. I know that the world has, you know, not exactly gone in a positive direction, but we're a small community of people who still play this game, who still care about this game, and I want you guys to all know that, you know, you can comment with whatever you want to comment with below, and I will do my best to, you know, to meet you where you are with those comments and do what I can, you know, to make better videos for everybody. So hope you you know, understand that, you know, that no matter what it is you say, I'm not going to get angry or upset, kick you out, ban you, whatever. You know, you can say pretty much whatever you want, and I will try to, like I said, meet you where you are and take your thoughts to heart and do what I can to make these videos a better experience for everybody. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy taking the time. I enjoy the hours it takes me to make these videos. I don't know if any of you realize that, but it can take anywhere from 3 to 15 hours for me to put one video out. It's a lot of my personal time that I'm devoting to all of you, because I want to provide this entertainment to all of you out there, and I just want them to be better. I want it to be better so that it's more worth your time to watch it, and it's more worth my time to do it. So please comment anything, everything that's on your mind after you watch one of these videos, and I will see you next Friday.